in store for those who know it best. Sing hungering and thirsting to hear it like the rest. And when it sings of glory, I sing a new song. Will be the old story that I have loved so long. I love to tell the story. Will be my theme and glory to tell the old story of Jesus and His love. To tell the old story of Jesus and His love. Sings my soul,
I think that's going to do it.
my
That's going to help.
Savior God to
But that's not the only thing I have.